Good morning. Welcome to Morning Expresso. I'm Charulata Biswas. You're watching the Indian Express. Let's begin your day with a big story. Ahead of the bilateral meeting on the sidelines of the Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo, US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that President Joe Biden will have a constructive and straightforward conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the impact of Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine. The discussion on Ukraine between Biden and Modi won't be a new conversation, Sullivan said. It will be a continuation of the conversation they have already had. Sources said the Quad leaders are expected to launch a new maritime initiative aimed at curbing illegal fishing in the Indo-Pacific. This is aimed at countering China, which is responsible for an estimated 80 to 95% of the illegal fishing in the region. We explain how the Indian Navy's Information Fusion Center, Indian Ocean Region, IFC-IOR may play a key role in a Quad initiative against illegal fishing. Here are the stories you'll find only in Indian Express. Several countries are reporting severe hepatitis in children who have contracted COVID-19. A study from Madhya Pradesh, which is yet to be peer-reviewed, has shown that 8% of children from the group being investigated reported a unique form of hepatitis and subsequent asymptomatic COVID-19 infection. An expert explains if the current bout of unexplained hepatitis in COVID-hit children is related to the virus in some way. Let's have a look at the front page. Speaking at an event organized to celebrate 75 years of RSS-affiliated magazine's organizer and Panchjanya, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said the Eid Namaz was not conducted on roads for the first time in the state and the volume of the mosque loudspeaker has gone down following the state's recent crackdown. Adityanath also referred to the BJP retaining power in UP and spoke about the law and order in the context of communal clashes occurring in some other states amid a string of religious festivals last month. The committee that looked into an alleged scam in recruitment for Group C and Group D posts in the School Education Department is learned to have recommended criminal proceedings against 4 West Bengal School Service Commission WBSSC officials, former and current and a senior education department officer for alleged criminal conspiracy. Based on the committee's report, the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) on Saturday filed a fresh FIR against the 5. Here are the must-reads. A day after a mob of about 40 people from Salonabari village in Assam set fire to a part of the Batadrava police station in Dhing Circle over the death of Shafiqul Islam, a local fish seller, after he was taken into custody, authorities in Nagaon district demolished the homes of 5 families that were allegedly involved in torching the building. Meanwhile, Akal Takht Jathedar Gyani Harpreet Singh has asked the Shiromani Gurudwara Parbandhak Committee to phase out the harmonium within 3 years from the Golden Temple so that the Kirtan can be accompanied by traditional string instruments. While one group of scholars support the move and say the harmonium was imposed by the British, there are also those who ask, the world can't go back in time, why should music? From his family members to close aides to crisis managers, a number of those close to Rajasthan CM Ashok Gehlot are increasingly finding themselves in a spot either of their own making or allegedly due to their proximity with the Congress CM. As the Rajasthan Congress gears up for the assembly elections slated for December 2023, these developments seem to have triggered apprehensions among some party leaders that they might be caught in the net of various agencies. Ending days of speculation, BJP Vice President and the party's Barrackpur MP Arjun Singh joined the Trinamool Congress, the latest in a long list of BJP leaders to return to the Mamata Banerjee-led party. Singh is among the biggest leaders to return to the TMC, which they deserted for the BJP ahead of the elections to the Lok Sabha in 2019 and the Assembly in 2021. On Sunday afternoon, as Indian Premier League juggernaut prepared to move from Mumbai to Kolkata, Chiteshwar Pujara posted some pictures of him and wife Pooja with the Eiffel Tower in the background. Hours later, on Sunday evening, he returned to the India squad that will travel to England in June for the final test of the 5-match series, which had been postponed last year and will now be played from July 1st in Birmingham. In February, when the IPL auction had taken place, Pujara had gone unsold, and in hindsight, that is when his fortunes changed. And in today's Delhi Confidential, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar is learning Japanese these days at an event organized to celebrate 75 years of RSS affiliated magazines. Organizer and Panchajanya Khattar said since considerable investment is coming to his state from Japan, he thought it prudent to learn Japanese as people feel respected when spoken to in their language. And finally, in the latest episode of the Three Things podcast, Apurva Vishwanath talks about the Krishna Janmbhoomi case, why it has been reported, and what the courts will be looking at. Next up, the Indian Express's Rural Affairs editor Harish Damodaran explains why cotton prices have skyrocketed and why the demand for banning its export may not be justified. And in the end, Nitin Sharma tells us what led to Nikhat Zareen winning a gold medal at the Women's World Boxing Championship. That's a wrap for me today. For the latest developments, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Indian Express. Thank you so much for watching.